is how is it that white folk can kill black people violently, but we're only allowed to respond non-violently? So, I was on the radio, as they love to bring in and ask me these silly questions. And they said, Dr. Umar, what do you have to say about all those brothers and sisters in Ferguson who burned down businesses and destroyed the establishments in the neighborhood? I said, first of all, if it was them, because we do know the FBI was doing a lot of that, but if it was them, and some of it I believe it was, they didn't burn the black community because we didn't own nothing. Furthermore, I stand in solidarity with the brothers and sisters who burned Ferguson down. I'm glad they burned that shit down. I'm glad they pushed it. I'm glad they held it. I'm glad they took everything. Teach! I'm glad because those businesses been robbing black people blind for generations. Never put a dollar back.
Yes, indeed.
Walmart, McDonald's, the weed shop, I don't give a damn about none of that. In fact, had I been there, I would have helped them out. And then they said, what do you think about the looting of the businesses? Do you think it was right that they stole stuff, ran out the stores with HD TVs and computers and video games? Don't you think that was wrong that they exploited this tragedy for personal gain? I said, are you kidding me? White folk exploit black people's problems every damn day for personal gain. Furthermore, that wasn't stealing. To take back things that were bought with the money you would give in businesses that have never supported the community, they didn't steal. That's what I call self-inflicted reparation.
Teach!
Because Ferguson was white. Y'all gotta get this. Because they burned that city down, it made its way all the way to the United Nations Office of Human Rights. Don't you dare think that the burning of Ferguson was in vain. Hell no. It was specifically because they were violent that it forced the United Nations to step in and observe what was going on in America as it relates to black men being murdered by white cops. Do you think if they would have marched through the street with candles that night, that the UN would have stepped in? Do you think if they would have sung I Have a Dream that night, that the UN would have stepped in? Listen, brothers
I have a dream.
and sisters. Sometimes non-violence is the strategy you need for a particular situation. Sometimes violence is a strategy you need for a particular situation. You don't throw either one of them out. You analyze and strategize which way do we need to go. That's what you do.
Yes, indeed.
And then Obama said, well, I want to spend a couple $1 million to put cameras on every police officer so we can see what they do. But then our brother Eric Garner was choked to death and everybody saw it on the damn camera. And they still let the cop go. See, Obama was trying to give you a strategy so you would calm down. But when he saw that you saw that the cameras on police wouldn't change the damn thing, it didn't matter no more. But the bigger question, why they killing like this? They've always had a history of killing black men. Right here in Cleveland, our little 12-year-old brother murdered with a fake gun, and the person who made the call said it was a fake gun, and they still shot him in cold blood. Why are they doing this? I'm going to tell you why. Because white people don't need black people no more. You are no longer needed for America to function. That's why they are bringing in Mexicans and Latinos by the millions to take your job, take your neighborhood, take your house. Listen, Obama just signed an order to bring 5 million illegal immigrants to America. Why do you think he's doing that? You know why? Because white folk want to suffocate black folk economically, starve you economically, so sooner or later you die physically anyway. This is not the first time. In 1890, what did the United States government do at the end of Reconstruction? They brought 3 million non-white people of color to America to work. Why? You have 4 million formerly enslaved Africans who cannot find work. Why are you bringing in 2 million immigrants? Because you don't want your capitalist empire to be dependent on black workers. So you suffocate the black worker and bring the Mexican in, bring the Arab in, bring the East Indian in. Brothers and sisters, it's real simple. They're stopping the jobs. It's for the same reason they shut down the public schools. Because they don't need black folks no more. Public schools are being closed by the dozens all across America because white folk are tired of paying for black education when they know that they don't plan on giving your child a job anyway. And then a couple of years ago, people said, well, you need to open up a couple of charter schools because you're trying to do this Marcus Garvey thing, but that's going to be hard because black folk don't really care about serious institution that require them to sacrifice their money. But I said, I will not build a charter school. People said, why? You need to get on this charter school thing. Hell no. They said, why? I said, because the charter school ain't nothing but a hustle to destroy black folks and communities even more. Let me tell you what white folks are doing. Pay attention. If you want to take over a black community, this is what you do. You open up a charter school. You make the black people in Cleveland think this school is for your children. For the first couple of years, it is. But as the white star of the charter school, I'm going to hire 100 people, teachers and staff. They all want to come from the suburbs, white folk. They're going to come into Cleveland. They're going to buy up all the vacant houses. They're going to buy up all the lots. They're going to get all the apartments for rent. And then they're going to raise the property value in the process. And they're going to raise it so high that the families who thought the charter school was for them have to move out the neighborhood because they can't afford to live there no more. So the charter school you thought was black was for white folks the whole time. Y'all better wake up and smell the coffee. Y'all better study who's opening up charter schools in Cleveland. And the charter school is the best weapon against black folk because it looks like they care about your babies. Who don't want a better school? So y'all get behind it without doing research on who's financing the charter school. This is how they take it over the black community in the name of education. You know who does this really well? The universities. The universities are the biggest gentrifier in the black community. Cleveland State and all these other colleges, they buy more real estate than all the white folks put together. But you don't say nothing about it because it looks like it's for education. Y'all better open up your eyes and smell the coffee and also understand that a lot of the white folk who are opening up the charter schools are getting black people to front the charter school like it's theirs. And so you think this is a black charter school because they have a black spokesperson or a black principal or a black CEO, but it's white folks running the whole thing. In Philadelphia, they just shut down 2 of the oldest charter schools in Philadelphia 2 days ago. Shut, gone. This is why I will never open up a charter school, because they open you to close you. They open you so you can take kids from the public school. Now they can shut down the public school, and then after 3 years, guess what they do? Shut your ass down. And they do it for 3 reasons. Number 1, your test scores are too low. Number 2, we found some mismanagement of money. And number 3, you ain't got enough certified teachers in your school. Those are the 3 biggest reasons for why they shut down charter school. So I don't want no damn charter school. Back in April of this year, we learned about a historically black college that was for sale. St. Paul's College in Virginia. And we've been trying to raise $2 million since that time to purchase that college and turn it into a school for our children. A couple days ago, while I was keynote speaker at Kwanzaa in Mississippi, I visited a white military academy for school, for sale in Mississippi, $2 million. So brothers and sisters, so far we raised about $250,000. A lot of that money came from right here in Cleveland and other parts of Ohio. And I want to thank all y'all for helping us get there. Yeah. We got a long way to go. 200,000 ain't nothing but 10% of 2 million. We got to keep on going. So I'm asking everybody to make a commitment to what you can donate to the FDMG fundraiser, and you mail it to me once a week. Or once a month. If you can only afford $20, then you mail it. If you can only afford $10, then you mail it. Whatever you can give, because it adds up. When we finally open up the school, we're going to have a ceremony to honor all the black folk who gave, whether they gave $1 or $1 million. But I do want to say this. I'm going to demand that you give me at least what you give to other people. How much money you spend at the Chinese stop and go? How much money you spend at the Arab gas station? How much money you spend at the Korean sneaker store? How much money you spend at the Jewish supermarket? You mean to tell me you can give white folks $100 a week for nonsense, but you can't give me $100 to build a school for black boys? Black woman, you spend what, $300 a pop to get your hair done from the Koreans? And you want to give me $20 while you give the Koreans $300? You can keep your damn donation. That's disrespect.
Teach!
How many Arabs we put through college? How many Jewish children been to college on your money? How many Chinese kids been to college off of your candy apple blunt money? And your chicken wing money? And your shrimp egg foo young money? So you can put other people's kids in college, but you can't help me raise $2 million. Brothers and sisters, when the verdict came down in Ferguson and the verdict came down in New York, I entertained the idea as to whether or not my first school should be in America at all. So I reached out to my brothers in West Africa and I said, listen, no, we got 250,000. We're trying to get to 2 million. But I want to know what y'all think about me taking the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy idea and it's $250,000 US and bringing it to Africa and build a school there. And the elder said,
no, we need that shit here.
They had a meeting in West Africa about me and my school plan.
Man, we need that shit here.
Europe a few weeks ago speaking. And a young brother got back in touch with me and said, we had a meeting about you tonight. And the elder said balls ago that they would love for you to bring that money to Africa, Dr. Umar, because black people in Africa, they value education. You won't have to beg for $2 million. You will get it. And don't think everybody in Africa broke. We got millionaires and billionaires as well. So you might want to go to school or home. So I'm saying that to say, brothers and sisters, there's a chance that the school might go to Africa. I haven't made up my mind. It's either going to go in Virginia, or it's going to go in Mississippi, or it's going to go in Africa. Now, in order for it to stay in America, I got to hit 2 million. And if I don't hit 2 million, y'all give me no choice but to take it to the motherland. Some people are saying it need to go to the motherland any damn way. Okay? So, brothers and sisters, just stay tuned because I have to make a decision. It's a serious decision. But some of y'all might say, if the school go to Africa, what about my children? And to that I say, what do you mean? They can come too. Do you understand that if the school is built in Africa, that $250,000 we have becomes $2.5 million overnight? And do you also realize that the amount of tuition you have to pay if your child goes to school in Africa will be half of what I would have to charge you if it was in the States? Even with the round trip air ticket. So parents, if the school is in Africa, you're going to have to do something that I know you don't want to let your son go. Mother, I know you don't want to sit on to the other side of the Atlantic. But I can guarantee you this. If that school is built in Africa, it will be built within the territory of traditional African rulership, a kingdom. And if it's built there, I can guarantee that your son will be a whole lot safer in Africa than he would ever be in Cleveland, Ohio. For those of you who are interested in working at the school, I want you to send me your resumes. You can send your resume to fdmgresumes@gmail.com. That's F for Frederick, D for Douglas, M for Marcus, G for Garvey. fdmgresumes@gmail.com. Yes, we need teachers, we need math, and we need science, and we need social studies, and we need English. But we also need people who don't have to have the certification. I need security guards and nurses. I need counselors and social workers. I need security guards. I need house parents who live with the children in a dormitory after they come home from school. I need sisters who know how to do natural hair because they want to have a kindergarten through 12th grade natural hair care curriculum. I need brothers and sisters who know how to prepare raw food because we want to have an 80% raw food diet for our children.
Yeah.
I need brothers and sisters who know how to farm because we're going to give them agricultural science. I need brothers and sisters who know the stock market because we're going to give them financial science and the laws of money.
Yes.
I need brothers and sisters who know how to do hydroponics, solar energy. I need people who can speak African language because the children will have to learn 2 or 3 African languages. I need people who know how to make clothing because we're going to have our own clothing industry so our children can redesign the clothing that black folks are so in love with. We're going to have a hotel on the campus so we can teach our children the hotel, tourism, and travel industry because black people spend billions of dollars every year on tourism and we're not getting none of that money back. So don't worry about being a little teacher. Ask yourself, what can you contribute to the school? And you send your resume for that area. We're going to teach them dietary and nutritional science, how to eat to live, because 85% of black folk are dying from diet-related diseases. My school is based on the premise that you cannot expect college to be the be-all and end-all for our kids. Most of us take our kids to college and stop. Do you realize the only thing college is giving black people is debt to the bankers? Do you realize that colleges are in cahoots with the government to put every black person in debt in the name of education? You get your bachelor's degree, you go look for a job. They say you're underqualified. You go back to college, you get your master's. You go look for a job, you still underqualified. You go back and get a second master's, go look for a job, still can't find one. You decide to go back and get your PhD. And you come back and look for a job. First you was underqualified, and now you're overqualified. White folks wasn't going to hire you anything. They just kept running you in circles. Do you realize the top 1% richest people in the world never went to college? They live off unearned income. Do you realize what makes the white man rich? Because he lives on something called compound interest. Your credit cards, compound interest. Your student loans, compound interest. Your mortgage on your house, compound interest. Your car note, compound interest. While you out here working 3 or 4 jobs, he making more money in his sleep than you make because black folk don't know nothing about investing in compound interest. So we're going to change the game. By the time the child is done the 9th grade, they will have their own business plan. By the time they finish the 10th grade, they will have mastered the real estate market for the entire state of Ohio. By the time they've done the 11th grade, they will already have a portfolio with stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and resource investments in 6 continents on the earth. If your child wants to go to college, we will help them. But we want them to understand that you can be successful without college. Some of y'all going broke.
Teach.
Some of y'all going broke right now. Spending $20,000 a year. $20,000 a year for your son or daughter to get an education in something that won't even provide a job for them when they're done. Your daughter goes off to the University of Cleveland, University of Ohio. She comes back, summa cum laude, honors. She got a doctorate degree. in grasshopper reproduction on the moon. And she's trying to get on a job because she got a PhD in how grasshoppers have babies on the moon. And ain't nobody looking for that shit. Stop letting these schools run con games on your children. We got kids, they just happy to be in college. What's your major? My major is art history. Excuse me? My major is art history. So you're going to study Van Gogh, and you're going to study Leonardo da Vinci, and you're going to study all these white folks and some black folk too. But I got one question for you. Even if you graduate with honors, what job does your degree feed? What business does your degree feed? Y'all have to make sure your children are not majoring in nonsense degrees, because white folk are coming up with degrees every day because college is a business. What is your degree? Well, I have a liberal arts degree. What's that? What job can you do with that? What's your degree? I have a bachelor's degree in archaeology. What archaeology job will ask for the kid? I gotta help your children think through this, because white folks is conning them out in the name of money. So in my school, we would have plumbing and electric and auto body and HVAC and woodworking and networking and so forth and so on. Wait a minute. Every child will be a scholar and a practitioner. You could be a pharmacist and a plumber. You could be an engineer and a painter. You could be an auto mechanic and a psychologist. And you know why? I'll tell you why. The degrees that we get from college are only valid if white folks are hiring. My degrees are only valid if white folks are hiring. Black folk ain't looking for no therapists. They don't want to tell their damn business. Do you understand? The only reason why I'm okay is black folks is crazy right now. So you need psychologists. If black folks wasn't crazy, I'd be unemployed. See, there was no ADHD when I was going through college. All this came later. So it just so happened I hit the crazy jackpot. We want to teach your children African spirituality, ancestral veneration. I didn't say we would take away their Islam. I don't have a problem with Islam. I have a problem with the way some of y'all use it, but I don't have a problem with the religion. I have a problem with you using it to tell lies like Arabic is the black man's original language. You need to speak a language before there's an Arab anywhere in the world. Stop lying to push your damn religion. I ain't got a problem with you being Christian. I ain't got no problem with that. But I got a problem with the way some of y'all use Christianity to act like you don't know what color your children are. You see, the problem with religion is religion makes you colorblind. Religion is not political in the instructional sense, but is very political in the practical sense. The reason why most black folk cannot go hard against white supremacy, the reason why you can't stand up and say I'm unapologetically African is because you was conditioned to not see nobody's color. So my issue ain't the religion, but in my school, we will let the children know that both Jesus and Muhammad were black men, not Arabs and Anglo-Saxons. In my school, our children will know that the only angels they got looking out for them are their ancestors. In my school, they will know that until black people tap into their ancestral energy, we'll never fix the problems that we have. Because in African culture, we know that when God created the universe, He put in place a system whereby when the body dies, the spirit is set free, but that spirit is set free in the house. And then that spirit stays next to the living members in the house. And that those spirits have an obligation to protect and punish. those who still live in the house. See, a lot of you, when you say we got bad luck, that's not bad luck. That's your ancestors whipping your ass because you don't follow the wrong stuff. That's what you think. And for my mothers in Cleveland, I want you to know that when your daughter shows up to the Fred Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy for school, she must show up nappy by nature or not at all. In my school, no wigs. In my school, no weeds. In my school, no extensions. In my school, no European hair color. In my school, no straightening combs. And in my school, no jerry curls. Because I heard you coming back to school, y'all bring the jerry curl back. If I catch a black person with jerry curl, I'm gonna shoot him. Now, for my ladies who send in resumes, you ain't got to be natural when you send in your resume. You got to be natural when you show up for work. So, sister, that means you got about a year and a half to let your new growth come down. Because I know the Korean wigs that pull out half the roots over here. Okay, some of y'all got big bald spots up here, too much relaxer. So you got time to grow your new growth back. But in my school, the girls have to be natural. And some of y'all will say, well, what does that matter? It matters a lot. Because the #1 war against the black girl is for her physical beauty and attraction.
Teach!
So before I teach your daughter anything else, I gotta teach her to love herself as God made her.
Yeah.
And if your son goes to a school where all the girls have a natural nappy head, he will grow up. He will be socialized. He will be indoctrinated in the love of a natural head system. So you ain't never got to worry about him bringing nobody home for dinner who don't belong. And speaking of that shit,
Teach!
you brothers are damn mess out here. I don't know how the hell you live in the middle of the ghetto and find a white girl. Somebody help me out! Let me qualify this, because I see we got a couple of visitors in the house. I want to make sure, no, that's all right. There's a little bit of information so I'm to help. But listen. The reason I do not support interracial marriage, listen, ain't because I hate the white woman. I have nothing against the white woman. Nothing. Okay? I'm against interracial marriage because I understand how difficult it is for black women to get married. In this country, only 1 out of every 4 black women will get married. So I have 2 daughters right now, 2 baby girls. 12 and 3. What am I going to tell my daughters when they old enough to find a husband, but can't find one because the black man got jungle fever all over the place? So it's not nothing against the white woman. It's about the black man not being loyal to his own woman. Okay?
Teach!
The black woman was good enough for you in slavery. She was good enough for you in the 20s. She was good enough for you in Jim Crow. She was good enough for you in the Civil Rights Movement. She was good enough for you in Black Power. But in 1967, the United States Supreme Court reversed the only remaining anti-miscegenation law that prevented blacks from marrying whites 1 year before they killed Dr. King. And from 1967 to 2015, black men have married out of their race more than the men of every other race put together.
Damn!
Black man, if you're telling me that you can help who you fall in love with, if you're telling me that it has nothing to do with self-hate and a value that you put on white women, then explain why I cannot find a single white woman married to a broke-ass black man. If color is fine, you should be able to find a rich white woman and a broke-ass brother. But she never find it. Because white women are very strategic in how they choose and who they choose. I know a brother who works with one of the top sports agents. He told me how they set the black athletes up. They said the agent send them the white woman to be the wife without the athlete even knowing, so the agent can always know what he's doing inside of his house. You marrying your agent's cousin and you don't even know she's a cousin because you've been set up. Black man ain't no person gonna rob with you like a black woman will rob with you.
Yeah! Teach! Yes, indeed.
See, I'm a principal in school. Y'all not there when the little girls come to me in the 4th and 5th grade, walk into the office. Dr. Johnson, what's wrong with the way I look? What do you mean, princess? I noticed that when I'm out with my mom, the black men don't even pay her no mind, but the white women don't give them a second look. I notice how all the successful black men are going after something that ain't black. Even if it's not white, it ain't black. Y'all know what the new shit is? The new shit is this Asian looking shit. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay? Carmelo Anthony wife, that kind of shit. Well, she ain't black, but she ain't white. She's like Mediterranean. Trying to cheat. Talking about she ain't great black grandmother.
Trying to cheat.
Listen, I know the black woman got some issues, black man. I know she's not perfect. I know if you piss her off, she might cut you. I know that. Y'all need to cut it out. I know if you forget her birthday, she'll put all your clothes in the tub and bleach it. I know that. I know if you don't do something she asks you to do, she will sell your social security number at tax. She ain't to be played with, I know. But black men, we not perfect. We got issues. So if the black woman can stick by your ass, you stick by her too.
Yeah!
I don't know what y'all like so much about white women. I'm not knocking it, but I don't see the attraction. I work with them. They're around me. Okay? I've been studying this shit for a long time.